Welcome to the Borough.
A podcast where we discuss our favorite books and have a bit of a laugh. Hi, I'm Chloe.
And I'm Meg. I use any pronouns and I'm from Canada.
I use she, her pronouns, and I'm from the UK. So it's been a little bit, I think, since
Yeah,
we've
it's been a hot
recorded.
minute.
This summer is proving to be very busy for both of us. But yeah, how have you been? What's been going on?
So much is going on. I'm like never home, and I feel so bad for my mom half
Oh
the time
no.
because I'm like I'm never home because I have work half the time or like friends occasionally or rehearsal
Occasionally.
occasionally or like rehearsal for the Fringe,
Mm.
which the Fringe, for anyone who doesn't know, is like a theater festival, I guess you can call it.
Mm.
Where like different groups of like theater, yeah, theater groups go to different parts of the city and have their shows going on. And we're doing the Tempest.
French is really cool.
The Fringe is so cool. Yeah,
I
that
really
is.
want I really wanted to go to the London one this year, but like I've already told you, I literally have no money, which is the reason why I'm working. So I don't think I can actually go.
Is
But
there any shows that are like outside they can walk past?
I mean, the one in London is different because it's at different theaters.
Mm.
It's like off West End. It's like they're like fringe theaters, but like the tickets are really cheap, but you still
Okay.
have to pay for it. And I'm not in a position to pay to go to see anything right now, which is really upsetting for me.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Mhm. Ours are like, so we have a thing called the Exchange District,
Hmm.
and like all the plays or shows are like different place in the Exchange District. So ours is at in like a bar kind of.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool, actually.
Yeah. So like they're not exactly like theater places. They're just like
No,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we have most, I think, in London, I haven't gone to a lot, but most like fringe theatres are in like pubs. It's like a
Hmm.
small theatre room upstairs in a pub. It's like called a theatre pub
Oh,
sort of
okay.
thing. So it's like not like a big, like a conventional like big theatre space, but it's
Hmm.
still pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't yeah, that's what my life is.
It's
How's
my
your
turn.
life?
My life is good. I went to Pride at
Woo.
the beginning of the month,
Mm.
which it was really cool. Me and my two friends who I've known for a long time, one of them I've known like on and off since nursery,
Mhm.
so very long time since we were like 4 or 5, I think.
Okay.
And then the other friend I've known since I think we were 13 or 14. So we've been in the friendship for a very long time.
Mhm.
And we've been wanting to go to Pride for a really long time, for about I think 3 or 4 years, since
Mhm.
maybe just before COVID. Um, and we've just never managed to go. And we finally like planned it and we managed to go together and it was a really cool experience. We left a bit early because we were very tired because we got there
Oh
pretty
yeah.
early. But it was just so cool to see, and we managed to get a spot right at the front of the barricade, so we could
Ooh.
literally see everything. We saw the Heartstopper parade.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So
Hearts
cool.
over.
And Yaz literally looked at me and I was like, oh my, yeah, it was crazy. What I didn't realize whilst I was there is
Mhm.
that all the casts were actually on it, but because it's double-sided, I could only see some of them because they were
Ooh.
facing this way and then the
Yeah.
other were facing like the other side.
Mhm.
So I think I saw Kit, I saw Joe, I saw Yaz, Will, and Alice, I think. And then I think everyone else was
Yay.
on the side. But yeah, it was so cool. And it was just like really cool to see so many queer people, like just
Yeah.
surrounded by like so many colors and just like such like cool outfits and stuff. It was really cool.
See what I mean? Like when I went to Pride like a few years ago, it just I don't know. It seemed like a lot to me. I'm like I didn't expect that many queer people
Do you know
to be
what
in my
yeah,
city.
that's what I was like, because I was like, oh, like if I wear face paint, is that too much? And I was like, I was literally probably one of the most low key people there.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? So I was like, I was worried about that, and there was such like it was so cool.
Yeah.
There was like right next to us. I don't know if I told you this. There was this person dressed in a rainbow Spider-Man complete outfit, like the whole thing and the mask.
I love that.
Literally, literally, basically everyone who was in the parade as they walked past, literally stopped and went over to him and were like, "Oh my God, can I take a picture with you?" It was so funny.
I love
It
that.
was, I know, it was great.
I still
Um,
remember for us, I think I mentioned in our last episode probably.
mm.
Because I walked to the university. We were
Oh my
right
gosh,
beside,
yeah.
yeah, we were right beside the like the furry car.
We saw some fairies too. It
Yeah,
was
but I'm
so
like, y'all, it impressed me so much because it was like 30 degrees or something out, and they were wearing like their full suits, some of them. I'm like,
yeah. Do you know what? What was good when we went? It wasn't like blazing hot. It was
mhm,
actually really nice because otherwise I would have died.
yeah,
It was nice. There was like a nice breeze. It was really nice. But yeah, we saw some fairies. Saw some cool drag queens. A lot of like
yeah.
we saw some lesbians on bikes.
Mm,
They're called dykes on a bike, I think.
we have that.
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
that in Winnipeg.
Do you? Yeah.
Mm,
My American friend said that she has it too, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." They
mm.
were the first people in the parade. It was so cool. Like they were just all like speeding past us, and we are just like, "Oh my God." It was really
I gotta
cool.
write that down. I gotta write that down to for my friend.
Right, what down?
The Dykes on Bikes, because I thought it was just in the city, but it's like everywhere, kind of.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm wondering now. Now that you've said that you have that too, I'm like, maybe that's just like a thing. I don't know. Yeah, I think that I like if I wanted to next year, like if I register early enough, I could actually maybe try and be in the parade as like some I don't know what like one of the organizations
Mm-hmm.
that like takes place. Yeah, because I saw something about it when I was looking into it like last year, I think, but I didn't really know what it was. But yeah, there were like a lot of different places that were in the parade. I mean, obviously because it's London, it's like big and
Yeah.
so many different places. But yeah, so that was like the beginning of the month. And now I'm working at a theatre, which is very
Mm.
cool. I need to get that money somehow. And also
So
it's
real.
fun. It's kind of fun. I had my second day today
Mm-hmm.
and I had to get up really early for it
Oh
because
no.
basically I'm doing like front of house. So it's we get like told our job role each morning because it changes. You do like a lot of different
Yeah.
things. So today I was in stores and I was like selling, like food that you sell at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the show. And it's a kids show. So it's a kids show. It's only like an hour long, which is nice. It's
Okay.
based off this book that I actually used to love as a kid called Mork the Cat. And it's look I haven't actually been able to watch the show yet
Mm-hmm.
because the positions I've been doing like pre-show stuff and then I've been
Mm-hmm.
out of the auditorium for the actual show. But I've heard it and it sounds really fun. Um, but yeah, so the thing with the show is that the latest I finish is like 3 p.m. because it's a kids show, so it's always
Yeah.
like early. Which is actually really nice because then I can go about my day,
Mm-hmm.
do stuff if I need to do stuff rather than like have because I do have to wake up early for it, but I'd rather that than working like really late nights and like not getting home until like 12 because that's
Yeah.
the case with, like like general theatre shows. Like they have a show in the evening, Groundhog Day. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
heard of
I
it.
know
Yeah.
Groundhog Day, obviously.
Okay. Okay, good, good. I really want to go see it before it closes because it apparently it's really good. But yeah, like a show like that is like a normal like 2.5 hour show, like in the evening. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that has been very fun, very tiring, which has kind of been good for me because now I've been going to sleep at a good time
Yeah.
rather than like going to sleep at like 1 in the morning. I'm going to sleep at like 10:30, which
Which
is
is
better.
good.
But yeah, it's better. What else? I don't think there's anything else.
I've been
Yeah,
slowly fixing my sleep schedule, which is good.
that's good. We love
Kind of.
it. We love that. Kind of.
Like going to
Well,
sleep at like max like midnight, which I think is good.
see, that's not bad. But when Hot Stopper comes out, you're gonna screw up your sleeping
Yeah,
schedule.
I'll fix it for next week as well. Also,
Yeah.
I've been biking a lot of places
Oh.
because I don't use bus fare.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like yesterday I biked six. Well, it's more because I did like the same amount, uh, both like there and back. But I had like a D&D section yesterday, And since
Oh,
I
cool.
moved, it's a lot farther away. I decided to bike. It was like a 15-kilometer bike ride.
Do you know what?
Mhm.
When you're saying D&D and bike ride, I'm just thinking season 1, episode 1 of Stranger Things. I'm
I
just thinking
know.
about that right now. I'm like, don't get lost in the woods. Do you have
Okay, I
wood?
guess. Well, on my bike path, no, I don't really.
Okay,
Well,
don't
actually,
get
kind
lost.
of. But I don't go. I stand on the roads.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Not like that could happen, but it
Yeah,
just
you
made
never
that's what it
know.
made me think of. You never
But yeah,
know.
you never know. But yeah, like 15, so about like 30 kilometers in total, with 15 there and then
Okay.
15 back.
Getting your exercise in.
So my body has been like
Oh
tired,
my,
been like,
yeah.
stop.
Oh no. Okay, before we actually start the episode, I actually have a book quote of the week that I want to share.
Ooh, okay,
So I recently read this really cool book. I haven't actually told you about it yet, I don't think.
okay,
Called what is it called? Oh my God. Never Kiss Your Roommate. Have I told you
okay.
about it? No,
Nope.
I haven't. It's like a sapphic story between but yeah, the main couple is a sapphic couple. There is also a gay couple with a pansexual character,
Ooh,
and there's a bisexual character. And it's just I just love it. It's English as well, which is great. We love to see it.
okay,
It's kind of the rundown of it is that it's like a boarding school.
okay.
Um, and just like normal, like normal like teen drama sort of
Yeah,
YA stuff happens in it. I don't want to give too much away because there are some like twists and turns in it and it's pretty cool.
okay.
But yeah, this quote, which I know you will relate to when I read it out, and I know a lot of queer people relate to this, so I wanted to share it. I sometimes still go through these phases where I'm like, maybe I was just trying to convince myself I'm into girls to make myself more interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah? Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah? Relatable?
relatable.
Relatable.
I don't know what's going on with bisexuality. I just ignore it,
I
which probably isn't
mean,
a good thing.
does anyone? No, I'm kidding. I actually do for once.
What?
For once. Um, I do think I do think it's kind of more complicated because it's still like a heteronormative society. So I mean, for me, like, I just assumed I was straight just because straight
Yeah,
is still like the normal. So I think that is kind of an issue for people as well. Should I introduce the episode?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good
Or I
start.
can introduce it, doesn't matter.
Yeah, sure. You can. Yeah.
Okay.
Take it.
So today's episode is about, we're talking about the book Love, Simon. Well, the movie's Love, Simon, but the book itself is Simon versus the Homosapien Agenda.
You have that one. My one doesn't say the original title. I'm so
What?
annoyed. Look. I really wanted the original book.
Well, it technically does, a little blurb.
Oh, I know, but that's really disappointing,
You
actually.
know, I have this one.
Yeah, no, because I think I got this book maybe even after I watched the film, because I
Okay.
watched the film ages ago. Like when it first came out, I saw it in the cinema, I think. Or maybe I read it before. I can't remember. But yeah, that's actually really sad. But it's okay. I'll live with it.
You're fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, okay, so I'm starting.
Yeah,
Right, cool.
Chloe's starting.
I'm starting. So, what I like about the book, which I actually forgot because I haven't read it for a while, as soon as you read it, you're like immediately dropped into the action, which is really nice because it's like you want to read more.
Mhm.
But so it basically starts straight with Simon being blackmailed by this guy called Martin, and he basically comes up to Simon and tells him that he left his computer on and he left his email up, and
Oh,
Martin
yeah.
basically, because he's a nosy idiot, went through his emails and read them. And essentially, he's emailing this guy called Blue, which is like an online kind of name,
Mhm.
been emailing each other, and it's very kind of private stuff. And it's in those things, Martin like finds out and figures out that Simon is gay, and he's basically using that against him and saying, "Oh, I can like show people." Because what Martin has done is literally screenshotted some of the emails for
Mhm.
proof, which like from the get-go I'm just like I hate you, like what
Yeah.
why? So what he's telling Simon, he's like, I won't like I won't show anyone, but I just want to like have a shot with Abby, who is one of Simon's friends, and he basically really has a big crush on her and wants to
Mhm.
like date her or something, which I'm like, that's not the way to do it.
That's not a
Like
way to do it at all.
that's really snaky. He's
Mm.
a really snaky guy. Yeah. So that's literally how the book starts, which is very different to the film, I think, if I remember correctly.
I think.
Because I don't think they start straight with the blackmail.
No.
It's been a while since I watched the film though, and I feel like I have different opinions on it now to when I like first watched it, but I don't
Mhm.
know. But yeah, and then also in this kind of introduction, we find out that the school has this Tumblr called Creek Secrets, which is like basically the gossip kind of place where
Mm.
rumors go and they like
Yeah.
talk about like all sorts of stuff that happens in the school, which, you know, always stuff like that is problematic
Hmm.
and stuff gets spread, which isn't fun. And then we kind of next see Simon emailing Blue. And they kind of talk about when they both figured out that they were gay, which is kind of nice to see them like connect and bond over like kind of their discovery of their sexuality, which is nice. And in these emails, Simon uses the name Jax as well. So he's not using his own name because he doesn't want to like out himself to this person. Because even though they've like gotten close through emailing, they're both not comfortable knowing who the other person is. They both know that they go to the same school, but they don't know like who the other person is, what they
Hmm.
look like, that sort of thing. Um, and Simon's kind of like torn because he can't speak to Blue about what Martin just did because that will like totally scare him off and then they
Yeah.
won't be able to talk anymore. And basically it's explained that Simon found Blue on the Tumblr where he made a really like relatable post about like feeling lonely and sort of that.
Mhm.
And Simon like really felt connected to that and felt and just felt that he really related to that. And then they started emailing each other. And yeah, that's kind of how all of that started. And we also start to meet Simon's friend group. So we do have Abby, which I already mentioned. We have Leah, we have Nick, and go on.
Um, just gonna mention there is a second book that is all about
Yeah,
Leah.
I still haven't read it, you know.
I've read like part of it, I haven't finished. Anyway, continue.
Um, yeah, Simon, Abby, Leah. Am I missing someone?
Nick, is he?
Nick.
Yeah.
Did I say Nick?
No.
No. Oh, Nick. Sorry. I think Nick is like a football guy, isn't he? He's
I
like
think
a
so.
sporty on the soccer team. Um, Leah is kind of like an outsider sort of person
Mhm.
who doesn't really like the, you know, like the cliches and like the like
Yes.
homecoming and like all of those sort of high school things. And then Abby is kind of really like well liked by everyone.
Mhm.
Um, and she's in, so her, Simon, and Martin are all in the school like theatre play together
Mm.
as well, which I will get into a little bit when they do their rehearsals and all of that stuff. Um, and then there's also an important character as Cal, who's the stage manager for the show as well, who's like a pretty nice guy. He seems really nice. Um, the next thing we kind of see is Halloween, and there's this big Halloween party at Garrett's house, who is a person on the soccer team with Nick, and they're all kind of like loosely friends slash acquaintances because they're all like friends with Nick. And some of the costumes. So Simon dresses up as a Dementor from Harry Potter because
Mhm.
he's an absolute Harry Potter like nerd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Abby dresses up as Wonder Woman. Leo dresses up as a manga character. The character was listed, but I didn't actually know who it was
Mhm.
because I don't read manga, so I'm sorry.
What's the character's
Um,
name?
I don't know. I didn't write it down. It was too long. I didn't
I
actually
will go
write it down.
look.
Okay. Do you read manga?
I have.
You have.
You keep talking, I can keep
Oh,
looking.
okay, cool. Yeah, and then at this point, Simon is like convinced that Cal is blue just because of some of the signals he's been sending. He's kind of finding the similarities between Cal and the way him and Blue are talking on the emails. And I think he's kind of half sure that it's him, but it's also he kind of wants it to be him at the same time as well. Um And then I have this quote from Simon, which I really like, which is coming out isn't something that straight kids generally worry about, which I really like that quote. It's a nice one. Um, and then we have a few more emails between Blue and Simon, kind of around the Halloween time as well, where they're talking about Reese's Pieces and how they absolutely love Reese's Pieces. And they talk a bit about Oreos as well. And then the next thing we have is that it's Spirit Week at school, which
Yeah.
I don't have. You have that, don't you? Spirit
Well,
Week.
yeah, in high school, yeah, but
Oh
yeah.
yeah, no, no. Oh yeah, high school, which is a new thing to me. It looks really fun though. Is that's the lead up to homecoming, isn't it? Spirit Week. Or no?
That's in the States.
You don't do homecoming.
Not really. Like we have
Oh,
like the football game, which is like
yeah.
homecoming, I guess, but
Yeah.
there's no like dance or anything to it.
Ah, okay,
It's
cool.
just a football game at the beginning of the year.
Okay, cool. Um, yeah, so right now it's Wednesday and it's Gender Bender Day, which basically means you dress as like the opposite gender of like what, yeah. So a lot of the soccer guys are dressed in like cheerleader uniforms. And even Bram, who is, I think, also friends with Nick, who is uh, don't say anything. Who Simon thinks is like quite kind of like a quiet and a shy academic kind of kid. Even
Yeah.
he's dressed up, which is fun. Um, Martin also wore a cheerleader outfit and he stuffed his chest to make it look like he was wearing a bra because he's that extra. Um, so yeah, this is like the lead up to homecoming in the States. And they all go to the football game, apart from Leah, who's really annoyed that they're not ditching it this year because they usually all ditch it together because they find it stupid. But yeah, they all go to the football game apart from Leah. And at this point, Martin asks Abby out and he gets like instantly shot down and he's embarrassed. And then he's annoyed at Simon, which obviously Simon can't control Abby. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if she doesn't like him, she doesn't like him. Like it's not like controllable really. Um, but yeah. And then the next thing we have is just randomly Simon just like fantasizing and thinking about kissing Blue, even though he doesn't know who it is. We love to see that, I guess. It's Simon's birthday as well. So Leah has made him like a mixtape, which is really nice. And yeah, so it's his birthday, which is very fun. And I haven't mentioned actually is that Simon has two sisters
Oh
and
yeah.
his older sister is finally back from college, which is really nice. Yeah, which is really nice. And then, kind of around this time as well, Martin is then texting Simon a lot, asking about Abby, which is just like stressing Simon out because he's like, I don't know what to do and I don't know how to like make Abby want to go out with him.
Yeah.
And also around this time, because they are in the school play together, they're doing Oliver Twist, which is very fun. Abby is really stressed out about learning lines because they have to be off book after Christmas break is over. So she's really stressed about that. And what happens next? Let's have a look. We have like another little email exchange between Blue and Simon. And Blue works out that Simon's email name is actually a reference to an Elliott Smith song. And then he tells Simon, he's like, oh, I looked it up and like I listened to one of his songs. And then he was like, it kind of actually reminds me of you. And it's just like this cute little like email exchange between those two. I always love reading those chapters between those two because it's just really nice to read. Um, yeah, and then we're kind of back in school. And Simon's in class just like zoning out, thinking about Blue,
Mhm.
which is we love it. We love
We
the
do.
game crisis. Um, so then Simon figures out how to fix the Abby Martin thing because she's stressed about learning her lines. So he invites Martin and Abby, and obviously himself, to go to Waffle House to run lines. Which, by the way, do you have Waffle House or is this American? It's American.
American, yeah.
Okay, cool. It sounds really nice though. So yeah, they go to Waffle House to run lines and also simultaneously to get Martin off of his back because at least now Simon is trying a little bit to like push them together, I guess. which obviously is problematic in its own way as
Yeah.
well. It is kind of complicated because I wouldn't be happy if I was Abby in that situation.
Mhm.
But then at the same time, Simon just feels like he has no choice because this, like, coming out is like a big thing for him, and
Yeah.
maybe he's not ready, you know. He's how old is he? 16,
I
maybe
think
17.
16, yeah.
Like he's still young, so like I don't blame him, to be honest. Um, but yeah, whilst they're at Waffle House and they're running lines, Martin just like randomly asks Abby these questions, and he's like, "Oh, so you moved from like I can't remember where, but he was like, "Oh, what's it like here now?" And he was just trying to make like small talk conversation in between. It was just a bit weird.
Yeah.
I would say overall, Martin is like I don't know if this is rude. He's like a bit of a weird guy. Like he's a bit quirky. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know what I mean.
He's a bit of a weird guy. I feel like he overcompensates for like I
Hmm.
don't know, like he just feels like very extra. But yeah, and then we see some more exchanges of emails. Where Hanukkah's coming. So Hanukkah and Christmas is coming up,
Hmm.
and Blue is saying stuff like his dad is coming up for Hanukkah. His parents are split, I think, and they usually do this whole kind of celebration thing where where am I? Where his dad like gives him, I think, 8 or 9 gifts, and they do like this whole kind of thing. And he was saying how when his dad comes up, he might actually come out to him, which is that's a big thing. And
Hmm.
he's like, I might do it, like maybe. And then we're back at Waffle House like a week later. It's kind of like a weekly tradition for them now to
Yeah.
run like Waffle House. Um, and then Abby and Simon drive back home together from that. Simon's driving, and this moment is, yeah, I really like this moment.
Hmm.
So they're at a red light, and then Simon just blurts out to her, he's like, "Hey, I'm gay," and it's like his first time he's ever said that out loud to
Hmm.
someone, which is like crazy. And then she asks him to pull over because they're like at a red light and they're like about to, like drive. Um, yeah, and then she doesn't really say anything big, which I like. She just
Hmm.
says, "I love you," and like that's it.
Hmm.
And I
Yay.
just really love that. It's really wholesome because I think you don't really need to say anything for that,
Yeah.
you know. You just need to say, "Oh, okay, cool." Like it doesn't need to be like a big thing or like
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, I just really like that reaction from her. Um, and then we find out that actually Blue didn't tell his dad because he felt bad that he didn't tell his mum first because they are like split and it's like a little bit complicated.
Yeah.
So we now find out that he did actually tell his mum, and his mum is kind of religious, so he was a bit worried about it
Hmm.
because they do celebrate Hanukkah and he is like technically a Jew. Um, so he was a bit worried about that. But she took it really well and that was like really great for him. And they both tell each other the coming out like things that Simon had with Abby and then he had with his mum, and they both are just like really happy for each other and just kind of celebrating that in their
Hmm.
emails with each other. And then we move on, and Simon really thinks that Cal is Blue. And he's like really seeing stuff in Cal that he's also potentially seeing in the emails between him and Blue. And he's like, maybe like it actually could be him. And he starts thinking that would actually be nice. That would be cool
Hmm.
if it's him. Because he's pretty, he's like a really nice person. What?
Killer.
He's pretty. Yes. Um, yeah. And then we get to this is almost the end of my section. We get to kind of the just before the climax, just before everything kind of explodes and there's a bit of drama. Um, Martin comes up to Simon. I think it's during rehearsal, and he like pulls him out of the rehearsal, and he's like really mad. He's like totally really mad, and Simon's just like, "What? Like, what's going on?" Like, he's just really confused. And Martin's like, "You're trying to humiliate me. Like, why did you do that?" And Simon is still super confused. And Martin basically tells him that the whole like Abby situation with them is over because he tried to ask her out again and she like straight up rejected him. So yeah, that's where it leads into your section where
Mhm.
things get like a little messy.
Well, like that, just talking about that, that wasn't like his fault at all.
No, that's the thing. Like, you can't control how someone feels about another human
Yeah,
being.
exactly.
You can, like, this sounds really bad. Like, you can manipulate it, you can force stuff, but it doesn't mean it will happen. Like,
Yeah,
if if Abby doesn't like Martin in that way, she doesn't like him.
right, exactly.
The way you've seen like the dynamic between Simon, Abby, and Martin, it seems like Abby does like Martin, but more like in
Yeah,
a friend way. Like she finds him like cute, but you know, like in that kind of like friend, oh, like he's so cute or whatever. But she doesn't see it as like a romantic thing. She just sees it as like a kind of fun friendship thing, which is totally fine.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So my part starts with like um Blue and Simon emailing again. Yeah, and Blue ends up coming out to both of his parents because both of his parents are in the same place.
Yeah.
It was like a whole thing, but um yeah, I don't know how to expand on that. Like, mm,
I mean, you don't need to explain it.
yeah,
Just, that's really cool that now he's come up to both his parents though.
yeah,
Considering
this,
he was like really worried about it as well.
yeah. And then Christmas Day comes up for Simon, and like everything kind of just feels a bit off. Everything feels a bit weird. I guess after like what happened with Martin,
Mm,
and he's kind of anxious that Martin's gonna send out the thing, the screenshots. And he still also hasn't told his family about him being gay, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, no, he hasn't.
So it's like a really stressful
Yeah.
Christmas. Everything's going like normally, I guess. Uh, yeah. Okay. So he has like a little Christmas with his family.
Mm,
And then um I guess he goes out with Leah and Nick for a little bit. I think they're like suspecting something, but they don't push him or something. Like Leah's upset, but they won't tell him about anything. They won't, you know. So it's like a
yeah.
whole thing, and he goes home and he has to talk with Nora. Um,
Who's his
um,
other sister, by the way?
other
I don't know if
sister,
I said her name earlier.
yeah, about like what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think that's yeah. They have a talk, and then suddenly, while they're having a conversation, Martin posts the thing on the I think it's what's it called, the Creek
Yeah,
Secrets or whatever.
the Tumblr, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They're saying like stuff about how he's gay and everything, and
That's like it's just so low. Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? It just infuriates
yeah. And
me.
it's like, why did you feel the need to do that? It wasn't.
Because he honestly feels so hurt by what Abby did, and he's placing the blame on Simon. Like,
Mhm,
I honestly feel like it comes from like some deep insecurity, or like some need for him to be liked, or like whatever.
probably.
Um, yeah, and he's just blaming Simon for it. And it's not
Mhm.
Simon's fault. Like, if she didn't like you, she didn't like
Mhm.
you. Like, move on.
It's
I
not
don't
like
know.
Simon did anything.
No.
Simon tried to help and
Yeah. I think he's
didn't go
just blowing
anywhere.
it like out of proportion. You know, like theater kids, they're just over dramatic. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm
us being
joking.
theater kids. Um, yeah, so that happens, and Nora's still in the room with him, and she's like, "Oh, I've already reported it," but people have already seen it, so it's kind of like not gonna do much.
Yeah.
And they kind of just have a talk about um him being gay,
Mm.
and yeah, about like maybe denying it, and can't really deny it because it's like, well,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
like screenshots out there already.
Yeah, it's like you
It's,
can report it and it can get taken down, but like so many people at that point have already seen it.
yeah,
Probably like half the school at that point already like no, I've already seen that post,
Yeah.
and like you can't take that back, which is just really bad.
Hmm. I would hate for that to happen to myself and
Yeah.
anyone I know, because like Jesus Christ, I feel like I don't know, does that like happen anymore? I don't.
See, my thing that I've been figuring out recently is that in my head, like in present day time, homophobia is less and people are more tolerant
Yeah,
of people. But I've seen so much homophobia recently. I'm like, I feel like we're just going back and that people
yeah.
like we're not that accepting anymore. It's like on um like Noah's posts
Mhm.
on this person called Amy Beth. I don't know if you know her. She was in Anne with an E. She's a British actor. She was
Okay.
also, I think, um what's her name? What's Steve's friend called? The girl, the lesbian. I forgot her
Robin?
name. Yeah,
Oh, my Hawk?
she was her love interest in the recent season of Stranger Things.
Oh, her. Yeah,
Her.
okay, I know who that is.
She's I don't know what she is. She's queer. She's rainbow something.
Yeah,
Um, I've seen so much homophobia on their posts on social media by like randos, and I'm like, I really don't think it's better. I honestly thought it was, but like I don't think it is. But I feel like in schools it probably isn't
yeah.
either.
Maybe it
Maybe,
just like wasn't talked about enough or something. I don't know.
yeah. I
Cause
I don't know. I still feel like because like in my mind the homophobia isn't that bad anymore, but like I've seen so much of it now I'm like
yeah,
I don't really know. Like I know transphobia at the moment is like all the way up there. Like
yeah.
it's awful, it's so bad. Which is why seeing I didn't get to go to the trans pride in London. That was
Mhm.
the week after like the overall like general kind of
Yeah.
pride. But the pictures and the footage I saw from it just looked so joyful and so amazing and it
Hmm.
just looked really good. Um, but yeah, I just think yeah, I don't know. Also, I think this was written a while ago. I mean, considering they used Tumblr as like a main like platform in the
Yeah,
book, this was probably like a while ago. But yeah, I feel like I mean even now this is still like relevant. I don't know.
yeah.
It's a tricky thing.
It's just yeah, I don't know. Because like when I went to high school, it was kind of like I was a part of the queer community a lot. I knew a lot of people in the queer community, so it's kind of
Oh,
like
really?
it's not a big deal. There didn't seem like there was much like homophobia and transphobia. Maybe just where I was around.
I mean, I wasn't even aware because back then I wasn't even aware of any of that stuff when I was like in second like when I was
Yeah.
18, yeah. Like 16, 17, 18. When I was doing my A levels, basically,
Mhm.
I was like more aware.
Well, like I knew about it in like a little bit in like middle school. My friend came out as pansexual in middle school,
Oh my God, cool.
and then he came out as a lesbian. I don't know what year. I forgot what year in high school at some point.
Mm.
So it's kind of like I had that knowledge for a while.
Yeah, see, I don't think I really did.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, see, that's why I can't really recall like what my school was
Yeah.
like with that because like I don't really know.
Mm.
Um, but I mean, my school wasn't really the best in terms of like discrimination and like hate and all that stuff.
Mm.
It wasn't like the worst, but I mean, I kind of avoided it.
Mm.
I wasn't like a loser or whatever, but I wasn't like
Mhm.
popular. I was just like there. I
That's
don't
kind of how
know.
I was. I was there. Well, I was friends with. I would say I was friends with a lot of people.
Oh,
Well, kind of. I was kind of just like there. I knew a lot of people.
yeah.
Anyway, I don't know.
Moving on. Sorry, that was a
Yeah,
really long kind of tangent.
yeah. Also, I want to mention this kind of off topic, but like, I was in my old neighborhood yesterday for D&D, and me and my friend Rowan, we went to go to Subway because they wanted to get food. And there was like a lot of people from my high school there for some reason. I mean, they live in the area, but I'm like, why this one day are there so many of you?
Oh my God.
But one of them, every time he sees me, it feels like he just gives me a death glare. I'm like, I did nothing to you.
Oh my God.
Like, what did I do?
I actually worry whenever I'm home, I will see someone that I used to know. Like either from even my primary school when I was really young or from my secondary school, because
Mhm.
that's all like the same area.
Yeah,
I'm just like, please, no,
please.
no, I want to. I will cross the road and I will pretend I don't see you.
Oh my God.
Not everyone, but just,
No.
those people,
Mm,
and
yeah.
yeah. Okay. Carry on. What happens next?
Happens next. Christmas, like actual like Christmas present giving is happening. This is like
Sorry,
after.
can I interrupt for a second? The
Yeah.
fact he did that on Christmas,
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of like what the
I've only just
why?
realized that now. Not the fact it was on Christmas, but that thought has only just crossed my mind now. I'm like,
Mhm.
you could have done it literally straight after that day.
Yeah, like why on
He
Christmas?
waited all Christmas break and he was like, I'm gonna do it on Christmas and I'm gonna
Hmm.
ruin his Christmas. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, like what the hell?
That is really bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, Christmas
yeah,
present.
Christmas. I feel like yeah, after the thing was sent out, Simon kind of feels like he's forced to tell everyone that he's
Yeah.
gay.
Before
Um,
it like reaches other people, he's like, oh, I need to like get ahead of it.
yeah. So Christmas giving presents, and he ends up telling his family, which is a kind of little funny moment. He's like,
Oh,
"I gotta
yeah.
tell you something," and his dad's like, are you pregnant?" And Simon's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm pregnant." And he's like, "No, actually, I'm gay," and the whole yeah, they're I think his parents are like pretty chill,
Yeah.
except for his dad saying like, "What which one of them turned you off women?"
Yeah, his dad like made, yeah.
Yeah.
I think also in the because they're a family that watch reality TV, they watch
Hmm.
The Bachelor,
Yeah, I
is
think
it?
they watched Bachelor.
And I
Yeah.
think like his dad made like another like insensitive like kind of gay joke
Yeah.
like or in the book, um, which he doesn't mean, but it
Mm,
doesn't make it better, you know.
no.
Um, but yeah, I think he learns from it, doesn't he? And then he
Yeah.
like apologizes for it.
But
But
yeah, his family's like pretty accepting, so it's pretty okay. But there's still like, all the has to do with everything else happening.
yeah,
Um, um, yeah, talks to Blue about all that. And then it comes to where talking to Leah and Nick about the whole thing. I think they're kind of like upset that he didn't tell them. But when he
I
came out, they're kind of like, cool, okay.
cool.
Like, that's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's especially though because I can't remember if this applies to Nick, but I know Leah and Simon have been like friends for years.
Yeah.
Same with Nick, I think maybe
Mhm.
all three of them, I think. But
Yeah.
I know for sure Leah and Simon have been friends for like the longest time. Which, to be honest, at the same time, that makes it harder to actually come out to
Mhm.
someone who
Yeah.
has like known you to be straight. Do you know what I mean? And then you're like
Mhm.
telling them this big thing, and you're like, you know them like inside and out, but you're like, it's like I think it's more scary if you've
Yeah, I
known
get
someone
it.
for like so long, and it's which is why I think the reason he just like told Abby like on a whim because she's like way newer to the friend group.
Yeah.
She, they don't know each other as like long as the others.
Mhm.
So it was just easy for him to say that because the consequences aren't as like dire, I guess. Like if Leah
Yeah.
was to totally hate on him afterwards, that's worse than Abby
Mhm.
hating on him, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Like I get it a lot. 'Cause it feels like you're kind of like not a fraud, but you're lying and
Yeah.
like telling them this certain thing, kind of like maybe you'll think like it's gonna change their opinion of you and they're gonna treat you differently.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So it's kind of like, oh, I've kind of put up this face of who I am, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Mhm. So yeah. Um, the three of them are in a they're together. I don't think they're in a car together. No, they're at like Simon's house or something. Whatever, that doesn't matter. And he's telling them, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, Abby already knows." Leah's
Yeah.
like, "Oh." Um, as you were saying, like, well, yeah, because Abby, you know, they don't know each other that much.
Yeah.
But it ends up fine. Leah's like, I don't really have a right to be mad.
Mm.
So it's all good.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. More emails between the two of them. I'm not gonna go over the emails because like they're not like super important. Like they are important, but it's also like
Wait, but at this point, doesn't Blue completely go radio silent or not yet?
not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does he not? He doesn't know it yet then?
No, because I don't think yeah, no, I don't think he's seen it yet.
Yeah, because I think he has no signal. Like he's gone somewhere for
Yeah.
work. Hasn't he? And sorry, I'm changing my camera because give me a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, he has no signal where he is, does he? Because
Hmm.
I don't know, he's somewhere like maybe in the mountains or something. I don't know.
I think yeah, he's far out. But
Yeah.
yeah, going back to school. Mm.
Oh,
Yes, see Martin again, and Martin's like ignoring him completely.
oh my God. I actually hate Martin so much.
Yeah. It's just it's really awkward because everyone knows this now. And everyone's kind of I guess kind of making fun of him in a way,
Mm. Yeah,
which
there's
is
like certain groups of people who are like mocking it and stuff, isn't there?
yeah, which is kind of like okay,
You're
why
not,
do you feel the need to do that?
yeah, you're not funny. Like, it's not funny. Come on. But wait a minute. If they're back at school, and I know we both know who Blue is, would he not have like, because everyone's speaking about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, now where I am. Like after we got to like chapter 26 and then he finally found out because like
Okay, okay.
yeah, Simon's like, "Oh, have you looked at like Tumblr recently?" And Blue's like, "No, I haven't." But whatever it is, probably fine. And then he guess he looked at it. He was like, "Oh." And now
Hmm.
the emails Simon's idea was Simon instead of Jack's.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because now he knows who he is. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've
That's
stopped talking, obviously.
yeah, Bram literally just goes like radio silent on him
Yeah.
and just doesn't like I think he deactivates his email or something.
I think so, yeah.
I think Simon gets, like when you get those delivery error messages where it's like either this email doesn't exist anymore or
Yeah.
something. So I think he like deleted his account or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. I don't blame him because like it's scary that like literally his emails between him and Simon were literally like exposed.
Mhm.
And it's like potentially it's only a matter of time before someone figures out who he is.
Mhm.
So like I don't blame him, but it's got to be like kind of isolating for Simon
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm not sure if this is right, but I feel like at this point as well, Leah is still kind of giving him the cold shoulder
I think so,
and is
yeah.
still like a bit annoyed with him. So he's like that's his best friend and he's kind of not on good terms with her and then he can't email oh no, he can't email Blue anymore. I almost said the name.
It's
He
fine.
can't
We're getting like
email Blue anymore.
close, sort of. I want
Yeah,
to
he can't.
mention while like, because Simon still doesn't know who Blue is at this point. He knows
Yeah.
that his name is the same as one of the presidents, and I think some
Oh
other
yeah.
things. And he comes to the conclusion that it's Martin because their eighth president was
Oh
named
yeah.
Martin. And he's like, can't be Martin. But uh,
To be honest, the way that he knows the person who's blue, the way that his name is, you wouldn't think it's a president.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Because it's the shortened version of the actual name.
yeah, true, it
You
is.
see what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, so like that's a bit confusing.
Yeah, he would assume it's like the full name, but no, he
Yeah.
shortens it. Um, but yeah, I think yeah, Leah is still like kind of ignoring him.
Mm.
Like, I think was she a part of like rehearsals or something? Because I think she said she wasn't going to rehearsals. Like she
Who?
was ditching
Leah.
them. Leah, yeah.
Rehearsals.
Like for the show they're working on for
But Leah's not
theater.
in it.
Okay, Leah's not
Is
in
she?
it, so maybe it's Abby.
Oh, I don't know.
But yeah.
I don't think Leah's in it. No, she's not. She's not a theatre kid.
Okay. Yeah, but it's still like after it's still like Leah's not really talking to anyone,
Yeah.
but so there's not really much they could do because Leah's just like, you know,
I
upset.
think also something worth mentioning, which I didn't earlier, is that Leah is kind of jealous of Abby in a way because since Abby has come into the school, she's kind of come into their friendship group, which like she's been accepting of, but it's like everyone kind of likes Abby and everyone wants
Hmm.
Abby. Do you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
hearing that Simon told Abby, that hurt even more to her as well because she's just been feeling kind of left out a little bit and a little bit jealous about Abby.
Yeah.
So not only is she upset because he didn't tell her, but also because he told Abby first as well.
Yeah.
Which, like, I agree, that would hurt me, like, if I was
Oh yeah,
Leah.
obviously.
Like,
People are kind of like apologizing where I am right now about like the jokes. I know his dad's apologizing.
yes, yeah. His dad has been, like, really nice about it.
Yeah. Um, everyone's kind of like trying to help, and Simon still wants to figure out who Lou is. He sent another email and is mentioning about the carnival, and is like, "I will be there. Hopefully, I'll see you, maybe," and stuff like that. And it's kind of like freaking him out because like maybe he'll come, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll just like ignore the email.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Mhm.
Are you sure it's an email? Because
Let
I'm
me see
pretty
if
sure
it's will they text.
Because I'm pretty sure it might have even, I think he might put it on the Tumblr, and I feel like everyone saw it.
No, it was an email.
But
This
how,
one.
if his email's deleted?
Maybe he sent a second one that was like,
Because
yeah, it is in
I
an email.
swear, when it, oh, because I swear when it gets to the festival, like everyone at the school is there and is like, oh, is he gonna come?
Maybe there's a second one that he puts through. That's like a
Maybe. I don't know. I actually do not know. Sorry. Okay, carry on.
yeah. Oh, um, someone gives him like a little note with his phone number on it and a little like a little blurb. I don't think it's actually Blue though who sends it. But yeah, I'm getting close to like the Ferris wheel thing. It never says anything about like doing a Tumblr post. Maybe he did and
Oh,
I passed it or something.
okay.
But
I didn't.
he does do an email for sure. You
Okay.
good?
Yeah?
There you go. You're freezing for a second.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna go straight to the carnival thing. He gets a bunch of tickets and he just hands them to the Ferris wheel person and is like, I'm gonna be on here a while, just use all the tickets. Um, and everyone's like waiting around for whoever it is to show up. And
Yeah,
it
like
comes
all
to
his
like,
friends are there, like being supportive, and it's just like,
yeah,
yeah.
it comes to like half an hour before the carnival closes, and someone walks up to the um the pod or the seat that he's in. He's like, "Can I
Oh,
sit here?"
who is that someone?
Bram Greenfield, one of the soccer people. Is that what? Yeah.
Yeah, the little shy little quiet kid.
Hmm. Whose name
Is it
um
Abraham?
Abraham.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, Bram.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Bram
makes sense.
Abraham. Yeah. And they talk a little bit and are like, "Oh, I like your shirt." And they're like really nervous. Um, yeah, it's like a kind of
It's
awkward,
really
kind of
cute.
like
It's a
cute.
really cute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because
everyone's
someone's like,
watching.
yeah, and then someone's like, oh, it's you. Like he was shocked.
Mhm.
And then Bram's like, oh, like, is that bad? But no, it's a really cute moment between those two.
Yeah,
I ship it.
love it so much. And they do, yeah, they kiss on the Ferris wheel, I believe.
Yeah, and then everyone like claps, don't they?
Yeah, it's like a whole thing.
It's a bit awkward.
And then it's just a bunch of like, the ending is just like high school, like them just at school, I think.
Yeah, just like thriving.
Yeah, yeah, it's just like a little like, them. I think they're dating at that point, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So it's just like them being a couple. That's like the end of it.
That's so cute.
That's basically the
I
end of the book.
actually,
I feel like I should have like read it more so I could have gone into more like detail of it. But like,
do you know, I just had a thought. What I would love is a like Love Simon book
mhm.
from Bram's perspective.
That would be so cool.
The thing is, like, which is really sad because I love Bram. He's a great character. We
Mhm.
don't see much of him because
No.
obviously like, we can't know that it's him, you know. But I'd love to see literally that book from his perspective to know like his life at school,
Yeah, what
like
was going on?
what he's thinking, what he's feeling. Like I just think that would be really cool.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't think it will happen, but
Yeah.
I can dream. Um, but yeah, final thoughts on the book.
Really good. It's a good book. It's kind of like nostalgic to go back. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. It's been a
It,
while since I read it.
yeah. Feels a bit weird to go back because kind of like, oh, I read this like so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't really changed. Also, you have
I
different
wouldn't
opinions on it now.
yeah, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but like I don't
Yeah.
hate it. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
like it. It's cute. Um, I feel like I have what I want to do actually is like rewatch the film because I think I have a lot of different opinions about the film now than I
Hmm.
did back then. Um, I mean, like it's a good film
Yeah.
because I mean, like if you're looking at it, that was the first mainstream like gay film, like
Yeah.
mainstream like it was like a big like Hollywood studio like production
Hmm.
that was like really important. But I have seen like criticisms of it because obviously it is like very white orientated. It's very like middle class, like upper class kind of. Do you know what I mean? It's not,
Yeah.
which like I totally get. I did research about it when I did research on like gay representation in film and TV, and that came up as one of the kind of negative ones. Like it's good for the
Yeah.
time, right? It was good. But it's not the most like I guess inclusive and most like
Hmm.
representative of what it's like, I guess. I don't know. But I still think it's just like really cute and it's a really nice book to read. And I just love the idea of like having emails with someone. It's just so cute. I don't know. It's really cute.
It's adorable. I would maybe want to do that. I kind of did that once and it didn't go well. But they also didn't live in the
Oh,
city.
I kind of want to do that,
Yeah.
but I feel like it wouldn't end well.
I think it's better if it's in like their case where like you live in the same area.
Yeah, no, yeah. Not like us, where it's like
Yeah.
6 hours time difference.
Mhm. It's a lot different.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if it's like someone within your like vicinity of where you live, that's like a lot easier.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, like literally when I first read the book, I was like, I want that. I want to try that. Where do I do that? My school didn't have a Tumblr, although everyone at my school was not very nice or appealing, so
Yeah. I don't think we had any of those things. You actually, we did have something, I guess, but it wasn't really a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we actually had anything, surprisingly.
Mhm.
Gossip just got spread around by word of
Yeah,
mouth.
that's it.
It wasn't like, yeah, I don't know if it's the thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a favorite quote that I
Ooh,
picked out.
okay.
Would you like me to share?
Sure, I also have one, so you can do yours first.
Cool. Um, White shouldn't be the default any more than straight should be the default. There shouldn't even be a default.
That's what my quote was. So,
I had a feeling when I wrote it down, I was like, are we gonna
probably both, yeah.
telepathically? I think it's one of my favorite quotes of all time. Like
Mhm.
the you know like the iconic one straight
Yeah.
the default. Is that what the quote is? I
Yeah,
think.
default. Straight. Why is straight the default?
Yeah. And it's just like it makes you think. It's like,
Hmm.
why is it like actually the default? Like who decided that? And it's
Yeah.
just yeah. It just do you know what would be actually really cool if
Mhm.
there was like a book or a TV show or like something
Mhm.
where it's like dystopian, where it's like the world is completely different and straight people are like, do you know what I mean? Are
Yeah.
like abnormal and everyone else is normal. That would be
That
really
would be really
cool.
cool.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'm gonna keep that in my head.
Yeah,
That would be really fun
that would
though.
be really cool.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
we have any book or theater facts?
I do. Do you have any?
I can do a theater fact.
Okay, if
Book
I do
fact,
a bit
maybe not.
one, you can do a theatre one.
Okay.
Okay, I found this earlier, which is very fun, and I might use this in my vocabulary actually daily.
Mhm.
A bibliophobia, I hope I said that right, is a fear of running out of something to read.
I feel like I've heard that before.
Have
Maybe.
you? Yeah, I've heard the word before, I just
Yeah, the
didn't know
word, yeah.
what it was. But yeah, that was fun. I saw that, I was like, oh, that's a thing? Cool. I have that all the
Yeah.
time.
I need to read more, honestly.
I know. I've only started, like, I haven't read in like 4 months, and the Never Kiss Your Roommate was the first one I read this month.
Okay.
And then The Rain, because I have like a basically the journey into the theatre that I work at, I can take the trains, but they're more expensive. So
Yeah.
I take the buses, which takes longer, but it's cheaper. So I have a long bus ride. So on
Mhm.
my bus ride back home today, I started The Rains, which is a cool apocalypse book that I've started reading.
Yeah.
So I might finish that on the bus tomorrow. And then I would have read 2 books this month already, which is
Yeah.
better than last month and the month before and the month before because I've just
Mhm.
been in biggest reading slump ever, and it's been very
Yeah.
annoying.
See, I can't really read on the bus anymore because my bus rides aren't that long.
Yeah.
They're like 10 to 20 minutes, but it's like not like solid 10 to 20 minutes. It's like 10 minutes and then I get off and then 10 minutes.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with most of my bus rides, that's the case, but because this is like a bit further out, I have a bit more
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
So I can just sit and read, which is nice.
Yay.
Um, yeah. Okay, what is your theatre fact, if you
Hmm.
can come up with one out of your smart little brain?
Out of my little theater knowledge.
Yeah,
Um, hmm. Hard to think about it.
think
I've been
about it.
I've been out of theater for I do I do like some stuff for the Fringe, but it's like I'm a stagehand,
Ooh.
so it's like not too much.
Okay, cool.
Mhm. Okay, this is like kind of not a fact, but like you know how like actors usually have to write like little like bio for like things.
Mm,
I don't know how to do that because backstage people don't get asked to do that like ever. At least not
yeah,
when I've done it. And I was asked to do it for the Tempest show, and I'm like,
I can help you.
sorry, I don't know how to do this.
I mean, oh, sorry, that was a fly. If you look at like my short film page, there's like loads of bios that you can like look at, and because it's not only the actors, it's like the crew as well.
Yeah.
And all you have to, well, I mean, it depends like what you're supposed to do. but like all you really do is like say your name, maybe say like what you're interested in and like what you've done that's relevant to like what you're doing, I guess, and then
Yeah, okay.
just introduce yourself. It's like one of those things where it's like you're meeting a new group of people and they're like, say a fun fact about yourself, and you're just
Yeah.
like,
Mm.
I'm not a fun person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when that happens as well, it's like if I go home and think about it, I could probably get back to you on it. But like if you tell me in
Yeah.
the moment, I tell you, my mind just blanks about everything about me, and I'm
Mhm.
just like, I don't know.
Uh,
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's really weird.
yeah. Yeah, it's just like
Um,
backstage people don't normally, from what I know, what I've done in theater, you don't normally get
I mean,
something to write.
yeah, typically in theatre, actually, yeah, that's true.
Usually it's just like the name.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think film and TV more a little bit, but like, yeah, theatre, I don't think so.
Mhm.
It's mainly just like the actors on like the theatre programs. You have like all of their credits and like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Um, okay, I have a fact about the author.
Okay.
So Becky Albertalli, I hope I said that
Yeah,
last
I
name
think so.
right. Or pronunciation. She studied abroad in Scotland at one
Ooh,
point,
cool.
and she also went to college in America, I think, and she majored in psychology, which is very cool.
Cool. Okay.
But yeah,
I think
those
I
are
know.
fun little facts.
Cool. I forgot that was the thing we do.
No,
I
that's
really
fine.
wasn't
Don't
prepared
worry.
for this episode.
By the way, you should actually check out her website. Like she has a website,
Mhm.
and the About Me section is so fun. It's like so cute. She has like these little facts, and it's really cute. I like it. But yeah, I feel like I should read more of her books. The only book I've read is this book by her. I need to read the rest of her stuff because
Oh,
I've heard it's
yeah.
good.
Mm. Her other one, I don't know what it's called.
Oh, What If, right? With Adam Silvera.
Yeah,
About that.
it's really good actually.
I still have that book and I haven't read it yet. I'm really sorry. I can see it on my bookshelf right now, but it's okay. I will read it at some point,
Oh, her
and I will tell
website's
you.
so pretty.
It is, isn't it? It's actually really cute. I recommend checking that out. It's very nice. I love looking at authors' websites if they have one because it's always really fun.
Okay, yeah, no, the one I read was Leah on the Offbeat.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet. I'd like to though. She also, the new one she has out is called Simply Imogen or something Imogen, I think.
Imogen, obviously.
Yeah,
My
which Hannah
US
was
friend
talking
has
to me
it.
about. Yeah, I haven't got it yet. But yeah, Hannah was talking to me about it and said it's supposed to be good, so I need to read that too. But we will see. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing next. I should probably
yeah,
look.
we might do an episode on Heartstopper season 2.
No, it's not a might. We will be,
We will be doing one.
of course. Do you know, like, still now when we get the weekly updates of the podcast, Heartstopper like takes everything by storm.
Mhm.
Like I mean everyone loves Heartstopper, let's be real. But it's
I'm
like thousands and thousands, and I'm like, oh guys, thanks.
I'm still waiting for like the trailer. I think the trailer's coming out next week. I'm manifesting it's coming out
Do you
next week.
think? Oh, I hope so.
Well, cause like yeah, if we go off like the last one of season 1, it came about 10 days before the season came out.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So I would assume it'd be like maybe
You're
on the
doing
23rd is coming out.
the theories, doing the theories.
Me manifesting comes out on the 23rd of July.
Oh, please. Where
So
do
that's
I?
10
Sorry,
days before, so.
this up.
And they also haven't given us like any notice of like when it will come out, so it's kind of like just guessing.
Yeah, they love sorry, I'm multitasking. They love not giving us anything actually. They love teasing it is what they
They
love
so
doing.
do. Okay, we should end
That's
the episode.
Oh, I found it. I found what we're doing. Um okay. Wait. Okay. If I end it and then you can sorry, and then you can plug. I know
Yeah.
you love your plug. Your little plug. Okay. Thank you for joining us in this episode where we talked about Simon versus the Homosapien Agenda, or also known as Love Simon. We had a really good time discussing this book, a little bit of nostalgia, which is really cool. So we will be doing another episode. Join us for our next episode where we talk about aromanticism, which
Fun.
is which is I love that surprise. Which is pretty taboo still in the community, and a lot of people know really what it is. So it'll be fun to do a little bit of research into it and talk about it. So yeah,
And make sure to follow. Sorry, this is weird transition, but yeah, make sure to follow us on our social medias, which are we have TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. We also have YouTube. I haven't been posting the videos on YouTube. I should be. Um, don't worry about that. I will be posting them soon,
hopefully this one will be on YouTube when you see this episode, when you see
hopefully.
us in the flesh.
Or I'll put them all at the same time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, make sure to follow us on those. I will have them in the description below. So you can just, yeah,
And
follow
also
us.
make sure to, if you're listening on Spotify, I think for every episode there's these little questions or little Q&As you can
Yeah.
answer, and then we can like publish them and you can see them literally
Mhm.
on the Spotify episode, which is pretty cool. I know a lot of you guys have been posting like your favorite Heartstopper characters, which has been really nice to
Mhm.
see. So yeah, just like continue doing that if you want to. And feel free to email us as well for
Yeah.
any suggestions or thoughts or just like anything that you want to tell us.
Email, yeah, and also our email, I will also put in the description, but it is d.burrow.pod@gmail.com.
Yeah,
So yeah,
cool. Thank you for joining us.
thank you. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.